head of the department, Madam Deepthi S. Nair, uh, my dear fellow students. When I got an invitation from Mananam College, actually I was doubting whether they have contacted the right person or not, because KE College is such a prestigious institution, and it belongs to Kottayam district, where so many successful entrepreneurs are living. It is like I would say Pala Central Bank. It was the second biggest institution after Government of Kerala in the state of Kerala. Then Malayalam Manorama MRF group. Like that, the Kottayam district is known for phenomenal entrepreneurial journeys, and the college has invited a little known person from outside. Anyway, I consider it is a matter of immense privilege, and my heartful thanks to the college management, and especially to my friend Assistant Professor Sonia Verghese. I am not I don't even actually know this word entrepreneur existed, because my parents, my dad a farmer, my mother a housewife, and we grew up in a middle class mentality. A middle class mentality in the sense, okay, be happy with whatever you have, be grateful to that. That is what usually you must be knowing, that what a middle class mentality is all about. So that is what I experienced during my childhood. And slowly one mindset started developing in me, that a middle class mindset, when I say middle class mindset, I explained, but followed by certain belief system started developing within me. It is like study well, get good marks, and get into a good job. Your life will be safe and secured. Education is equal to good employment is equal to success. This is the formula what I have got from my family. And after that, I started developing a few beliefs. Number one, limited wealth. I started believing that. Just a sec. It's okay. Side is not important. Side is not important. Anyway, right. That's fine. That's okay. I started believing that in this world there is only a limited amount of wealth, a fixed amount of wealth with a cap. That's all it is. We used to say in physics, energy cannot be created or destroyed. I believe in the same theory, the wealth cannot be created. There is only a limited amount of wealth. When somebody started making more and more money, I was believing that actually he is grabbing the share of other people's wealth and making others poor. That way, I started developing an anti-capitalism mentality. Sometimes I started even thinking to the extent that government should tax the rich to an extent there won't be any rich people in this world. And when people are showing their extravaganza like a Mercedes or that kind of things, it's like when we are waiting for an auto, or even we cannot even afford an auto rickshaw, we are waiting for a public transport to come. That time when some people are moving in an and very expensive cars and living in palace kind of houses, then we started, it's like we get intimidated. Our life is not even worthy to live in this world. That kind of thought process also started actually developing in me. So, my belief system was like this before. I was born in a family of farmers, and I have made, or they have designed my life to become an employee, and I started developing hatredness towards the wealthy people, and I believed very strongly that there cannot be a win-win formula to become rich. If someone is losing money, then only you can become rich. Uh, Even during my college days, many times I even spoke on stage that government has to make some rules, and they have to take the wealth of the rich and give it to poor, distribute among the poor. I believe to that extent. Hope some of you also might have experienced or maybe experiencing similar thought process in life. But end of the day, we can live with this mentality, and we can close our eyes and create a darkness. But the reality is not that true. Reality is, it is a daylight, it is not dark. So when you are confronting with the reality, you will have so many discomforts. Discomfort number one, especially when you go for a family function, when you have your wealthy cousins out there, you feel like why I have come here, I shouldn't have come here, that kind of feelings. That, what do you call that discomfort? Sometimes I would say, even I have personally faced even humiliation from my rich cousins or my rich friends. So this discomfort, I don't know how many of you are experiencing it today, but one thing I will tell you, if there is no discomfort, you cannot become an entrepreneur. If you have an expensive bike and you have your dad's deep pockets to fill sufficient fuel in it, then it is tough to expect you as an entrepreneur in the days to come. So this is my point to my friends. If you have discomfort, congratulate yourself, because you are a potential entrepreneur. Then, as I told, my disparity in wealth and lifestyle made me to think of doing something out of my middle class mentality. Then what is the option left? When you look at the options, if you look at the effort to reward ratio, nothing can be at par with entrepreneurship. Nothing can reward you as much as an entrepreneur, an enterprise can reward you. So that way I have decided to become an entrepreneur. This is my story in a nutshell. Here comes the most tragic sentence. It's like, if only I had this kind of capital with me, or if my dad is already running a business, or if I have some kind of opportunities like studying in an IIT, so I can start a startup and people are there to fund me up. All those kind of, if I had something, I would have done something. That kind of mentality. Recently, I have seen a Malayalam movie. In that, the hero made one statement that if I had 5 lakh rupee in hand, I know how to multiply it Since I don't have 5 lakh rupee, I am sitting idle like this at home. If my memory is right, the movie name is Nyan Prakashan. I am not very sure about it. Whatever it is, this is what the most tragic sentence we used to come across. Basically, whenever we think about doing a business of your own, we our limiting beliefs like, oh, I don't have capital, I don't have expertise, and what will happen whatever money I have if everything if I encounter with a massive loss, all those things will come in our mind. So here basically we are complaining one point that we don't have the resources to become an entrepreneur. See, there is a difference between resource and resourcefulness. Resource and resourcefulness. What is resourcefulness? Resource is outside. What all things I have mentioned. That is all called resource. But resourcefulness comes from inside. These two are two different things. See, resourcefulness is like a mentality to become an entrepreneur. If you look at Gujaratis, unlike Keralites, they all prefer to become an entrepreneur because that is what they are experiencing, that is what they are seeing. And when it comes to Kerala, some people are getting into a business, but you cannot even call it as a business because there is a difference between business and self-employment. These two are two different things. Self-employment is basically you are owning a job. You are having a 10 by 10 shop, maybe 1 or 2 mere staffs. Sometimes even they also may not be there. So a basic setup is you cannot call it as a business. What will happen? Whatever money you earn from it, you used to take it to home and run your house. We cannot blame them for that because they have to keep their kitchen fire on. So it is not scalable, or they are not even thinking about the scalability part of it. The Forbes magazine explains who is a businessman, who is an entrepreneur. According to Forbes, there are 2 criteria. Number 1, there should be 500 people on your payroll. Means if you have 500 plus employees, criteria number 1 is met. Criteria number 2, if you are out from your business for long 6 months, means 6 months, if you are not attending your office, your business should continue to run with the same smoothness, then you can call it as a business. Otherwise, it's not a business. So mostly when people from Kerala, when they are getting into a so-called business, they don't have a thinking process of making it to a real business from self-employment. So what I'm trying to say, while coming back to our topic, resource and resourcefulness. We blame lack of resources to start a business, but resource is external. Resourcefulness is internal. What is resourcefulness? Resourcefulness is nothing but mindset of an entrepreneur. Mindset of an entrepreneur. What is the mindset of an entrepreneur? And who is an entrepreneur? See, entrepreneurship is a space where you can actually implement your ideas. If you work in a firm as an employee, even if you work hard, kindly bear with me to use a term called donkey, because there is no other word is coming in my mind. How much ever you work hard, donkey is the one which used to work hard. How much ever you do that, still you have got a master. And what you will be getting? You will be getting only the B teams. So you will not have the freedom to implement your ideas, or you will not have the liberty to be real. You are acting on someone else's behalf. You are implementing someone else's ideas. So that way, it is like a machine life, not a true human life. So, for entrepreneurship, the starting point is an idea. See, idea of what? See, India as a country or Kerala as a state, there are many problems existing in our society. Many problems. Government of Kerala recently awarded a team of 4 youngsters. Their company is actually cleaning the drainages. They have developed a machine which will clean the drainages to an extent, even I would say, zero human intervention, without any human intervention. They clean drainages and even septic tanks. Previously, humans were doing it, the cleaning of the septic tanks. So it is a real problem. Even in this 21st century, human cleaning a septic tank is much below the dignity of human race. So mankind cannot be comfortable when your own siblings are doing a work of that kind. So you need a solution. So they invented a solution, and the government has recognized them. Government has awarded them the contract to look after or to drive that particular task. So entrepreneurship is basically like this. There are so many problems in the society. When you are solving the problems, the quality of life of mankind improves. Entrepreneurship is the right mechanism to resolve such issues, because government has limitations. It has to go through the bureaucracy, retapism. By the time it gets the necessary approvals, it will not be relevant for the time. So that way, entrepreneurship is the right way to resolve many of the issues what human beings are facing, and making your nation prosper. What Henry Ford did for America. America is a huge country in terms of geography. Centuries ago, their people were living in far distant places. It is like bullock carts and the horse-driven chariots were the only mode of transport on those days. Henry Ford introduced motor cars, or practically a motor car which can be manufactured in size and scale, and connected the people of America. That way it has brought prosperity to United States of America. Otherwise, people were living like islands. One neighbor maybe one day travel away. So, and the connectivity made by the Henry Ford. So he actually made a major help America to get transformed to what America is today. Same way, if I caught in India, Mr. Mukesh Ambani of Reliance Jio. Reliance Jio is a 4G project. We need to understand the kind of risk that person has taken. He has invested around 4 lakh crore rupee in that project. 4 lakh rupee we know. Crore rupee we know. But 4 lakh crore rupee? Then you will ask, he has that kind of money? No. How he mobilized the funds? He has pledged his inherited property, that is the world's biggest oil refinery in Gujarat. He has pledged those refineries to the Chinese banks. 85% of Jio's funding has come through the loan factor. Balance 15% money only Mr. Ambani has invested. When the Jio came in picture, we need to understand at that time, already India's telecom tariff was the cheapest in the world. Airtel, backed by Singapore government. Singapore government is the biggest stakeholders at Airtel, more than Mittal family. He is one stakeholder in it, Singapore Telecom. Second comes Tata Group is here. Our own government supported BSNL is here. World's biggest mobile phone company, Vodafone, was here. Furthermore, the money bag, UAE's, Etisalat, like that there were a dozen players in the market, including his own brothers, Reliance Communications, and many organizations. Already the most competitive market in the country, in the world, sorry. He launched this Jio. He started the preparation in 2010 for Jio and launched the Jio in 2016 with 85% borrowed capital. Just imagine if something goes wrong, like his brother Anil Ambani, he will also has to count his days. Everything will go, the entire inherited properties with a personal guarantee given to the Chinese banks. So he has taken such a big risk and launched Jio in 2016. But he upped the game. It was so disruptive. And Jio became successful. I'm not talking about the risk he has taken. I am talking about a simple point. Jio, all Jio customers got benefited by Jio because our mobile bills got slashed to 20%, 25%. Number one. Number two, Jio is not a loss-making company. In spite of giving in such a cheap rate, Jio is still making profit because of their robust business fundamentals. Number three, what impact 4G created in our society? Our society is actually divided in the name of language or region or caste or gender, many, many divisions. But technology is a great leveler. For common man to access technology, there cannot be a better way than high-speed internet at affordable price through a mobile phone. That is what he did. That helped our country to move forward. So, when your mobile bill has reduced, your country has benefited, he is also making profit, a total win-win-win formula. So, that is what basically an entrepreneurship can do for a nation. Don't be under the impression that only government can change a nation or government institutions can change. No, even private institutions can change. What Ford did for America, Sony did for Japan. Japanese products were considered as a duplicate products. Sony made in Japan only made it build the reputation of Japan as a quality product maker. So whatever it is, if you have an idea, how to create idea, find out, open your eyes, look around, you will find many unresolved problems in your society. Solve it. It will make business sense, and by solving the problem, by making your fellow human beings to prosper, you will get something called profit as a byproduct. Profit is not the main product. If your idea, if profit-centric, I don't think so it will have a long-term sustainability. It should be a purpose-centric. Okay, you got an idea. But what will you do with that idea? $1 million idea? idea alone cannot make you an entrepreneur. You should be able to influence people, those who have resources. You have an idea, you are a resourceful man. You have to influence a person who has the resources. In my own story, if I tell you, I was working for a US-based company as a direct seller. And in 2013, due to unavoidable circumstances, they had to close down their Indian operations. Suddenly, my income got stopped. My income became zero. I don't know what to do. There are so many people of my friend circle, they also had to encounter the same fate. They all told me, Abhilash, you have to find out a way. The responsibility came to me. If you look at my situation, I am originally from Wayanad district, but I live in Bangalore for many years. My only income source was my direct selling business. If there is no direct selling opportunity which I can convince my people that this is an opportunity which can be relied on, it will not have the same fate of the previous US company. Even I also pack my bags, have to return to my native. And there I can go and live a comfortable life. Since I have my law degree in hand, I can go and practice in a court in Sultan Bathery. And other resources are available there, make a comfortable living there. It is like I will be compromising in my life. It is like God has given me an opportunity to live in a city like Bangalore, and by giving an excuse of I tried my level best, but still this is my fate. I have to accept it like that. With an excuse, I can go back. But I didn't do that because I'm a strong believer of the idea of direct selling. A strong believer. Because I got many opportunities. One life-changing opportunity, I would say, I could attend a seminar in Hawaii Islands in US, where the top performers of the direct selling industry gathered there. So there I could see how this industry is functioning in other countries. How wonderful it is. That time it was only 2G in India, but it was 4G there in US. I realized today it is maybe a difficult situation in India for this business, but tomorrow India also will have 4G like US. So then this people who stick with this business will have a very wonderful future. So I have seen the future with my own eyes there. So that conviction was so strong with me. So I went and met one very high profile healthcare entrepreneur in Bangalore, Mr. C.A. Answer. I went and met him. That also, it was actually a surprise because I never met him before. When I was coming out from my church, I could see a board outside, Onam celebration of church, sponsored by Olive Life Sciences, a company headed by Mr. Answer. Then I thought, okay, I know one person from my church who is working for that same company. Okay, let me call him. My brother also told me, just make one call here. If nothing is cracking, we are losing only a call. What is there in it? I called him. I met him. Through him, I met Mr. Answer. I explained what is direct selling and my 15 years of experience in this industry, what all things I can do in this, how a multi-million-dollar organization can be created, the entire blueprint, everything I explained to him. Of course, no one will say yes in the beginning, but repeated attempts, multiple attempts, finally resulted in an yes in it. So later I asked him, sir, what made you to say yes? He said, when I presented this project to my board of directors, surprisingly, Abhilash, I didn't get even a single vote. Everybody voted against this project. They said, already our hands are full. Why we are getting into something new? Hello? Am I audible? Hello? Please unmute. Please mute. All participants, please mute. Yep. Thank you so much for that. So after that, he said, since everybody voted against it, there must be something in it, Abhilash. And I could see your determination and your frequent follow-up in this made me to say yes. So basically the point is, idea alone cannot make you an entrepreneur. You need an idea and influence. Here you can see idea plus influence. It is not. Let me go back again. Idea plus influence cannot make you an entrepreneur. I repeat, idea plus, no. It should be idea into influence. Idea into influence. Into means it stands for multiplication. It is like you have an idea, a powerful idea, 10 out of 10 idea, and your influencing capability is 0. 10 into 0 is equal to your idea also become 0. Like what do you call? You are dead even before your birth. So it is idea into influence is equal to entrepreneurship. If you have an idea and if you can influence, then it is equivalent to entrepreneurship. There are so many people with enough resources. You can somehow reach them out. It is like if your eyes are always open, you will be able to see many opportunities. So you can knock those doors. If your idea is powerful, the doors will be opened. Your entrepreneurial journey begins there. This point I have already explained. Many have the belief that business is for profit. Absolutely not. It is not a profit is a bad word. Profit is important. A business without profit is a sinking ship. Profit is important. But an entrepreneurial journey, if you are anchoring on profit, it will not sustain. It should be anchored on a purpose. Anchored on a purpose. If you look at my business, in my business, what are the purposes or what is the main purpose? See, of course, now during this COVID-19 pandemic, people have realized the importance of prevention. Till then, when we talk about prevention is better than cure, it is just a statement. We know the statement, but there was no impact for that statement. But now we know that preventive health is very important. But preventive products, it is like even a helmet or a seat belt. If law enforcement agencies are not strong, people are not comfortable or people are not habituated to wear the seat belt or wearing a helmet. So that is the challenge for a preventive product. So advertisements cannot help that. If that is the case, with only advertisements, everyone on roads would have been wearing a helmet and seat belt. The law need not to make the necessary provisions, and the enforcement agencies need not to act on it. So basically, the preventive health is very, very, very important. Um, it's like diabetes and many other lifestyle diseases, obesity. These all are quite common in our country. So the best way is to prevent it. So we started making preventive healthcare products, and we clubbed it with a direct selling mechanism, so that the people can make their customers to understand what is this product all about through explanation and demonstration, and that way they can ensure that many people are buying these products. Otherwise, if you keep it in your shelf and back to buy Salman Khan's advertisement, it will not be sold. So we have got a clear purpose. Yes, number one purpose, preventive health is a neglected area. Bring it back to the mainstream. And another important purpose, India as a nation, a lot of youth people are there, but they don't have enough job opportunities available in the country. For example, I am a graduate in law. There are 25 to 30,000 people are getting graduated in law every year, but the country's requirement is only 5,000 people. Then what will happen to remaining 20 to 25,000 people getting accumulated every year? Where they will go? And that will put a pressure on people, those who are already on a job with this, that the first 5,000 lucky category. They cannot ask for a salary increment because outside somebody is waiting there to ready to work with a much cheaper salary than yours. HR will immediately replace you with that fellow. So it is actually putting a pressure on the India's biggest strength is majority of our people are youth, but an unproductive youth is a challenge even for the existence of a nation. And they may get attracted towards organization like Naxalism and all that. So we had a purpose. We must be able to provide entrepreneurial opportunities to a huge number of people, So profit will come as a byproduct. You don't need to focus on profit. You just focus on the purpose. You should not dilute it. Right. So profit, how the profit comes, basically, people have a mentality that a profit means it is a win-lose. Somebody is losing is the profit of the other person. That typical middle class thinking, we have to keep it out from our brain. That is not true. Let me tell you two scenarios. A middle class father will give 1,000 rupees to his son and give a bill of his last purchase of stationery items, and he or provisional, he will tell, go to a provisional store, and the same quantity, whatever is mentioned in this bill, the same quantity you buy and come. He will give the exact change also to the son. One son returns, he may be giving a 50 rupees as a pocket money. Oh, you did so much of hard work. Okay, keep 50 rupees pocket money. This is one thinking. A rich class father, what he will do? He will give 1,000 rupees and he will give the bill and he will tell, no pocket money, man. It is up to you to go to different shops and find out where you will get best discount for these products. And such a way, the same quantity with the lesser money, if you purchase, whatever difference is there, that money is yours. First person, he is just like a robot. He will go and buy, come back, pocket money. That is a middle class mentality. The rich class mentality, he will go, he will identify where I will get 1 + 1 free, where another option is there. Okay, for Tiger biscuit, I can replace with this biscuit. That is also ITZ, equal brand, good one. Okay, like that, he will apply his mind and he will buy the same amount of items of equal quality with a lesser amount. There comes the profit. That is, you need to, when you think about profit, if you make profit in that manner, that profit will sustain. Why people are going to a developer and buying a villa? Because even if you construct the same villa by yourself, since you don't have an experience, you don't have scale, you will have to pay the same amount how much the builder is asking from you. So better buy from the builder. So you will not have any headache of constructing it. For builder, since he is doing 10, 20 villas simultaneously, because of his scale, he will have better bargaining power with the building material dealer, landlord, and his expertise, labor supply. So he will be able to finish it much cheaper than yours, the same quality, and the difference is his profit. So profit comes from where I clearly made you understand. Now comes to another important quality an entrepreneur is required. See, you might have seen the movie, the Apollo 13, in that saving the space travelers, their safe landing back on Earth. The head of the project from Earth given a clear indication that failure is not an option. Failure is not an option. There is no plan B. Failure is not an option. I want those people back to the world. People used to say one point, America is a country is built during wars. Wars made America what America is today. People are thinking America will attack another country and loot their wealth and become rich. That is not true. The truth is, in war times, your life is threatened. When you are in a life-threatening situation, your brain will think or work 8 times faster than a normal situation. Your brain will work 8 times faster than a normal situation. So many new technologies got developed during war times in America, like internet. All those things came to civilian life once the war got over, which made America a very wealthy country. Again, another important point is plan B. This plan B is a very risky game. Plan B is a very risky game because I experienced this plan B in my life because before starting this company long ago, I was regularly getting a rental from abroad, a very handful of money. And me and my family could run very smoothly with that rental money. And I realized that rental income made me very lazy. I used to wake up very late, and my belt size started increasing. I became a totally lazy guy. So I realized one point, when you have a plan B, your plan A will never work because your plan B will kill your plan A. So it is like you as an entrepreneur, for you to get the optimum result, you should not have a plan B. It is like, if I don't earn from here, my life will go for a toss. That thinking only will give you the additional strength. I would say your brain will start working 8 times faster than a normal situation. So here you need to move. When you have a plan B, you will be basically in a you will be basically in a game zone. You can afford to lose a game, but you cannot afford to lose a war. So if you don't have a plan B, you are in a war zone. Your best will come out and you will be clearly winning the game. See, in this situation, when you don't have a plan B, you will ask, you need to be extremely courageous in order to win, in order to become a successful entrepreneur. Absolutely not. If you ask me, I was under tremendous fear. I was under tremendous fear because what will happen if it fails? I will have to go back to my native. I will have to go back to my native, and it will become a big humiliation in front of people out there, and people who stood with me for a long time, I am abandoning them. what will happen to their life. See, it is like a company is not basically a building or how much money is involved in it. No, company is basically people. It is not the building. The great people creates great companies. That is what I believe. So all those things. In fact, I was blessed with so many great people with me. I cannot name one because there are so many. So I'm really thankful to all of them. They actually helped me to overcome my fear. What lesson I have learned? Excuse me, some disturbance is coming. If you could you please mute your microphone? Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. So what lesson I have learned in my life is fear is not an enemy. Fear is not an enemy. It can be an excitement. It can be an excitement. See, whenever I am under fear, I used to activate an interesting thing. During when I was doing my pre-degree, today it is +2, my times it was pre-degree in Kerala. When I did my pre-degree in my college, the baseline of the college was, with God, nothing shall be impossible. I used to carry that statement all the time with me. Oh, with God, nothing shall be impossible. So when I am under stress or when I am under fear, I used to pray, God, oh, Jesus Christ, you are such a powerful man, so benevolent, so omnipotent. I am not able to handle this situation by myself, but I am going to face it. I am sure you are backing me. With that belief, I am going to address it. I am sure nothing can stand against your mighty power, Lord. So I am taking the step. You be my net, you be my shield. I am going to deal with it. So we all are mostly double-minded. Every Sunday or any other important day, we go to church or mosque or temple and pray. We pray very seriously. At the same time, we don't have the courage to take up major tasks in life. It's like basically a boy sitting with a fishing rod in a small pond side or a lake side or a river side. And even if he prays to God, God, please take care of my safety, God doesn't have anything to do in that case. What he can do? Anyway, he's sitting in a very safe position. And no whale is going to bite on a fishing rod. First of all, that won't be available in a river. You must give an opportunity for God to act in your life. Take your boats, go to the deep ocean and try to catch a whale. Then if you pray, God, take care of me, make some sense for God. So most of us, actually, it is like a big hypocrisy is running in their mind. One side, they pray to God. Other side, they don't believe in the mighty power of God. So they don't attempt big things by taking God's backup. So for me, I faced my fears, or I defeated my fears with this belief system. And another important point to break the fear is nothing but massive action. Massive action breaks the wall of fear. So massive action is a very, very, very important thing. So when you are confused, when you are ambiguous, your agility is very important. You need to move fast. What will happen maximum? You may fail. Even if you fail faster. If you fail faster, you can start fresh once again. So that way, we can defeat the fear. Many are under the belief system that failure is something which we must avoid in life. Understand, dear friends, every time you cannot win. Because somehow in our school days, we got this belief system that failure is something which we must avoid in life. We say, we know what is the opposite of north, it is south. We know what is the opposite of success, that is failure. This is what we have learned from school. But actually, that is not true when it comes to entrepreneurship. It is, failure is a part of success. You need to fail many times to succeed once. It is like, if you're not willing to fail, and if you're thinking failure must be avoided, then you cannot enjoy success. So, success is something like a precious metal of gold. But in order to get that, you need to wash tons of dirt. The tons of dirt is your failures. You don't need to avoid failure. And every decision of yours not necessarily will be right every time. So I am sitting here as a chief executive officer, but I am not assuring anybody that all the decisions I am taking will be right. But the intentions behind all the decisions are right. I may make wrong decisions. I am not supernatural to avoid wrong decisions. I may make wrong decisions, but intentions are right. And if I found that a decision is wrong, I will have to correct it at the earliest. So that is the way it is. So fear is not an enemy. Let's take fear is an excitement and massive action, and faith in God breaks the wall of fear. Again, the same point, no risk, no reward. See, no risk, no reward in the sense, see, why people are not ready to start their own business? Because of the risk involved in it. Or in this scenario, you can say, basically risk means losing your investment. So in this scenario, you are activating a man with resource, you have the resourcefulness, so that way your financial risk is not there. Then some people say, sir, you said idea and influence. I don't have any idea coming in my mind, sir. Then how can I influence others? Then you are one of my category. Let me tell you, there was no idea coming in my mind after my college. There was zero idea in my mind. But as I said in the beginning, I don't want to be a middle class anymore, because I don't want to be intimidated in my life anymore. So the highest rewarding is entrepreneurship. Otherwise, you should be extremely talented like Virat Kohli or A.R. Rahman. That is all are exceptional cases. Exceptions are not examples. So then the only way is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, then no idea. I am not a techie guy who has many ideas. Then what to do? That is the reason I have selected network marketing or direct selling as my career. It is a wonderful idea, but not my idea. But with that idea, I can influence others. And I can take somebody else's help also to influence others. So that is the reason I chose direct selling and network marketing as my career path. So basically, never attempted to get a job after my education. That is the bottom line. And I don't regret about it till date. See, 70% of the Ivy League universities passed outs, those alumni ops entrepreneurship above employment. You know, the Ivy League status, they are the best brains all over the world, but only 30% are looking for an employment. So basically it is like, what do you say? You are an eagle. The God has created you with a strong wings. When you have strong wings, you don't need to worry about the strength of the branch of a tree. Even if you sit on the branch of a tree, you are not bothered about the strength of it, because your dependency, your belief system is on your own wing strength. That is the point. When we have got wings, we must fly. We must fly. So I don't want to go with a corporate job There you need to climb the corporate ladder. I don't believe in that, because you don't need to climb the ladder when you have the wings. So, and just a terrace is not your destination. Your destination should be the blue sky, because you have the helicopter in your hands. So, that way, dear friends, it is uh, the no risk means it is like basically the willingness to take a calculated risk will reward you very, very heavily, dear friends. If you don't even attempt, I can see even in my office, when I look at one day the profile of my each department heads, each one is much more competent than me. And I used to tell them that if you're not more competent than me, there is no point. I need to hire you. I need people around, those who are more competent than me, those who can teach me something, those who can give me ideas. It is not only one brain working in this company. No, you department heads, it is like uh, you are kind of entrepreneurs. When I hire my top people, I never hire a person. Even if you look at any Fortune 500 companies, they won't hire a person who has an entrepreneur, who has only an employee mentality. It is like a 9 to 5 mentality. Today, it is not how many hours you work, your output matters. It is not a person who is fully involved only in the transactions, the daily dealings. No, I want my department heads to be free. I don't want them to be busy with the transactions. I want them to be free. They just need to look at only the escalations. Their mind should be free. Then only they can think. If they think, then only the organization will grow. So even it is like basically my mindset was I don't want to be on the strong branch of a government job or an MNC company with my weak wings. So if you ask me what is my success secret, this is what it is. So what is my request to you is, today entrepreneurial attitude is not limited only in a business. If you are a person with an entrepreneurial attitude, then you will be running your company's one of the divisions as if you are the owner of it. You own it. So that attitude is very, very important. See, let me tell you, this we have explained. So don't look at the strength of the branch, like government job or even a MNC job. No, trust the strength of your wings. See, even Saint Chavara. Saint Chavara was a monk. He was a spiritual leader. At the same time, he had an entrepreneurial attitude, and as a result, the CMI institutions across the globe is enriching lives. So that is an entrepreneurial thinking. That is an entrepreneurial thinking. So even you need an entrepreneurial thinking to become even a saint, not to become only an entrepreneur. So that way, dear friends, even if you are looking for a job, but you need an entrepreneurial thinking. I explained what is entrepreneurial thinking and what are the main characters of it. See, you know, NASA is one of the most the finest organizations in the whole world. NASA will not hire an engineer or a person who has not gone through a failure in life and overcome that failure. If you are a cliche BTech, MTech, then worked for some good companies for some time, apply for a job in NASA, no, you won't get it. You have to face some challenges and you must fail And after the failure, if you have arisen, then you are selected. Otherwise, NASA will not hire you. So, furthermore, we have launched our business in the US. We are the first company from India launched a direct selling business in the US. Direct selling has got 26 years of history in India, but we are the first company. Even in India, if you look at top 10 direct selling companies, it's a list mostly dominated by American and Scandinavian companies. So when an Indian company is going to the US, actually in the industry, it was a big discussion. At least for some people, we were a laughing stock. Indian company competing in the world's biggest and most competitive market? Our answer to them was this photograph. Gentlemen, we know swimming very well, so we don't care about the depth of the ocean. So if you know the trade very well, then the sky is your limit. You can go and compete anywhere in the world. We used to say, if you defeat Usain Bolt in a sprint, then you don't need to compete with any Tom, Dick, and Harry. So the same way, if you flex your muscles in the US, then you don't need to prove yourself in any other market in the world. If you ask me, was my journey was so easy? Absolutely not. I had faced a lot of adversities to the core I have faced. My people have faced, my family has faced to the core. Still, I stayed back because I believe a diamond will shine only after rubbing. These adversities are actually rubbing me to make me the most appropriate person for tomorrow. So with that spirit, I took it, and most of the time in the first level of resistance itself, people used to give up. Please don't do that. One most important entrepreneurial quality is you need to be you need to have a belief that you will land successfully. It is like a pilot. 90% of the time he goes out of the track, but finally he will land that aeroplane exactly on such a small runway. So that optimism is a very important quality for an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is not something if all the lights are green, you can proceed. It is not. Please keep that in mind. See, now it is like we used to see many daydreams. Somebody, a lazy boy with a small fishing rod, expecting a whale. We should not be like him, dear friends. So basically, this is my final point. People want security in their life, and people want freedom in their life. That is the reason people go for a job security. Job security, that word comes along with the job. But who has the highest security? The highest security, if you look at a person who is in jail, has the highest security, but he has the least freedom. He has the least freedom. So please understand, security and freedom cannot come together. Security and freedom cannot come together. So you decide which one you want to embrace, security or freedom. So India, we all have commitment to our nation. We want our nation to progress. Only way our nation can progress by having so many entrepreneurs. India requires not just one Reliance or one Tata. India requires so many Reliance, so many Tatas, so many Infosys. India requires so many of such kind of organizations. That is the only way India can prosper and poverty can be eliminated from our country. So the country is looking at you. So please throw away your middle class mentality and be an entrepreneurship. By being an entrepreneur, you shall become the master of your life and you shape your own destiny. So, and your freedom and your choices, what you make. And Narayan Murthy kind of entrepreneurs, they live in a very humble way. They live in a very humble way in spite of being a billionaire. So for them, wealth is something different. So that is a choice they have made, but it's absolutely up to you. So finally, why you have to become an entrepreneur? To leave your own legacy. We all will die one day, but the brand we create, if that brand exists, then we shall live even beyond our demise. Boeing, we used to say Boeing. Boeing is a brand. Boeing is a company founder's name was Boeing. Ford is a company founded by Ford. So the same way, by leaving a legacy, you can elevate your family status from middle class to upper class. Then after many generations, your great grandchildren will remember my great great grandfather, Mr. X, actually lifted our family from middle class to rich class. We all are indebted to him. It is like you are moving from 1 to 9, not from 1 to 2. So for leaving a legacy also, you have to become an entrepreneur. So I got time till 4 o'clock. Uh, Over to the master of the ceremony.
Thank you, Abhilash sir. Massive action, break the fall of fear. Beautiful quote. It was an awesome session, sir.